Dr. Kemi Olunlọyọ, Kemi Talks Live. It's Thursday, April 10th, 2025. I want to talk about my education because that's come up a lot in this whole series of days that my father passed away. I want to clarify what everybody says online. Some people said you were very ungrateful. Your father sent you to school abroad and made you what you are today. False. Your father stole money to send you abroad. Your father's death and all your ranting is none of business. False. This is the truth. I told you I have not spoken to my dad since 2019, and I have not seen him since I left Ibadan. One day in 2021, my father called me. I don't like picking up his calls. I happened to pick up the call, and I was on the longest space known to Nigeria. 18 hours I was on Twitter space that day. I started at 7 a.m. and I finished close to 10 at night. We were discussing every and any topic. 18 hours is the longest in Guinness World Record history for Nigeria, followed by the 9 hours with Peter Obi. While I was on the space, my dad calling me was an interruption. And because of the spiritual things that happen when he calls people, I didn't want to pick it up, but I did pick it up. That was the very last time I spoke to my father. 2021. Then he had that stroke. When I put Daddy on, I said, Daddy, there's a lot of Nigerians on my live show. Nigerians can hear you. He said, okay, well, can you tell them who sent me to school abroad, and especially America? Everybody has heard this, voice clip. My father said, Kemi, I did not send you to school in America. You went there on your own. I sent you to London, Oxford, for your HSC. Basically, he was trying to say that he sent us to the UK alone. Oxford is where we did our HSC, higher school certificates or A levels. At the end of our A levels in 1982, my dad called everybody, my parents, my mom and dad, and told all of us to apply to universities and let them know where we're going. My sister applied, the older one, the firstborn, I'm the second. Yemi applied to University of East Anglia, and she got in. Funke wanted to come back to Nigeria, and she applied to Amadu Bello in Zaria, and she went home. Me, no one knew where I was going. I just kept researching. I would go to Education USA. All these things are in front of you. And you sit down blaming politicians' children for going abroad because you don't know how to find these things. First thing is no career counselors in Nigeria. And you guys don't know where to go to look for universities. Many American universities have scholarships, free scholarships. Now it's crazy as ever. Now it's so crazy as ever because of the Trump administration and all the things going on. You heard what happened yesterday, right? Trump canceled so many students' visas. And you know why? Because all these students are coming to study and they get involved in politics and activism, demonstrating for Palestine, all that. Just go and get your education and go back to your country or change your status. Anyway, that is how it all happened. So Kemi was there applying to all these American schools. Nobody knew what I was doing. I found out that you have to take 2 exams, SAT and TOEFL. So I asked my teachers in Oxford, and they told me I have to register, pay. I did everything I had to do. And then on the day of the exam, I was supposed to show up at one place in London. I lined up like everybody else. We got in the exam hall. I took these American exams, and I came out with perfect score. I'm one out of maybe 2 people in Nigeria that have that. 1600 was my score in the SAT, the Scholastic Aptitude Test. 1600, perfect score. And I got my TOEFL, everything was all done. After passing those 2 exams, I applied to 19 to 30 I applied to 19, 20, 24 universities in America. 14 of them accepted me. I applied for 2 courses, medicine, pharmacy, and biochemistry. Some big universities accepted me for biochemistry, almost like all of them. One invited me for pharmacy. And when you look at those schools, Education USA, you guys have access to this. Okay, there are offices in the U.S. Embassy in Victoria Island. You go in there, you go to Education USA and go sit down in there. It's like a library and search for schools in America. and where you want to go, and those that have free everything, they're there, but you don't know these resources. I'm the journalist that tells you everything you don't know, but yet you're all rude to me, you all abuse me. So I went to Education USA in Oxford. I went to London, researched all the libraries, everything. That's how I picked the schools. So when I got all the letters that they have accepted me, there was one school that accepted me for medicine, and it was Harvard. Harvard University, the biggest and the most prominent university in the world. Harvard University School of Medicine. They accepted me for medicine. I didn't go. I just say, I want to do pharmacy. I want to do pharmacy. Honestly, there were times when I think I should have just gone to Harvard University just to say I graduated from Harvard. You know that whole thing, status symbol. But they accepted me. I have every single letter of my acceptance from U.S. universities till today. So there were two universities in the 14, the Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and USC, University of Southern California, Los Angeles. The next thing I look at is the weather. Los Angeles is warm. Philadelphia is cold in the winter. You have to look at a lot of things. But I saw something in Philadelphia. Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and Science, the home of almost every pharmaceutical alumni. The family, the Eli Lilly family, those are the diabetic medicines. Glaxo, a lot of tranquilizers and stuff. Boehringer Ingelheim, the Ingelheim family. I mean, like, in those days, families graduated from pharmacy, their children went to pharmacy. Roche family from France. They have two over there. You know, these companies are Roche, Glaxo, all these people, they all attended Philadelphia College of Pharmacy. Then I saw in the book, the big giant American college book, PCPNS, Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and Science, is the oldest pharmacy school in North America. Back in the days when Canada had no pharmacy schools, it came to America to school in Philadelphia. When I saw the alumni, the famous people, I said, that's where I'm going. The letter came, I was happy, 25th of August, 1983, first day of class. I had no visa, I didn't know what to do next. My father was campaigning for governor. It was very hectic that summer. Then, my dad, while on the campaign trail, now called President Shagari, my father had won, and President Shagari called the embassy and said, one of my new governor's daughter is going to the School of Pharmacy in Philadelphia. I need her to have a visa. She's expected on Monday. President Shagari called my mom and told my mom to take me to the embassy on Saturday. Like, this is a Wednesday. I had to be in school on Monday. On a Saturday, the whole embassy opened for me. That's why I have that joke about the embassy opening for me. When I finally went to the embassy after 30-something years to renew my son's passport, I walked in there and I said, did you know you guys all opened for me here in 1983 on a Saturday? See how special I am? So when I finally got to ACS, they were all there. They were like, oh my God, Kemi, we finally meet you. All the white people, the black Americans, the people working in the embassy at the counters. We finally meet you. I said, you guys know me? They said, yeah, we read your blog every day. They read Insta blog. They read my blog. Be careful what you write on social media. They're there watching all your comments. But anyway, it was really nice to see everybody. And so I got my visa. They gave me a visa called B2, or B1 or B2. I'll show you the copy of it. And I traveled to America. It says on my visa, one-on-one student expected at the Philadelphia College of Pharmacy, 25th of August. I kept everything. And at the end of the day, I traveled and I went. So many things happened to me in Philadelphia. I had the accident in 1984 where something spilled on my face in the chemistry lab, and it was a teacher's fault. I was hospitalized, and my father never came to America to visit me or my mother. I don't know why. They never came. Everything was over the phone. I now know all the reasons. And it saddens me because I felt isolated. I was alone. I had no family, nobody, and my parents didn't even get on the phone. Xylene, Hexine, and Toluene poured on my face. And the school settled me out of court. I was in the hospital and I had skin grafts. I've told you about that. If you look at my photos, some parts of my skin in my back was attached to my face. It was traumatic for me, but my parents never visited me in the hospital or came to the school, nothing.